parents. It's Ms. Ware. I am sharing with you today a resource from Big Life Journal that came to me in my email and I thought would be a perfect resource to share with you. It talks about the states of the brain. And this is something that is deeply embedded within conscious discipline because conscious discipline is a brain science based program. Um, we talk about the three areas of the brain, the three brain states: the executive, the emotional, and the survival states. But today's resource comes with a beautiful example that's really easy for the kids to understand, called the upstairs brain and the downstairs brain. So you'll look at your hand and we'll pretend like this is our brain. We have the survival state brain, the brain stem. This is like the reptilian brain. This is our instinct. So when we feel threatened, when we feel anger, when we are afraid, our brain can drop down to the survival state that triggers us into fight, flight, or freeze mode. This is where your kid runs away. This is where they stop with eyes like this and do nothing. This is where they start throwing things and having a tantrum, a fit. Right? The next state of the brain is the emotional state. And this is where big emotions can exist. Well, they do exist there. This is where we have anger and fear and sadness, and they can take over. This part of the brain also has verbal skills. This is where you might hear, "I hate you." This is where you might hear, "You're stupid." Those things are the things that come out of an emotional state. This is also where adults and children alike use the words always and never. Those not concrete, those consistent words, those words that mean everything. "You always treat me like this. You never play with me." Those things are here in emotional brain. But then executive brain helps bring it all together. So we've got our reptilian brain, and actually it's like the stem and the thumb. Our reptilian brain is held by the emotional brain. And then the executive brain holds the whole thing together. So now we have the whole brain. And we want our kids to stay there in the upstairs brain, the executive brain. And our resource today has some really good skills for at home, how to help coach kids into executive thinking, where they can make decisions, where they can talk about and process through those big emotions that were down here in emotional state, and those anger feelings, fight, flight, freeze, that was down in survival state. So our research today is for that, and it's a specific resource for at home, that instead of yelling, "Go to your room," we help kids work through that emotion and help build their self-regulation skills so they can think of a better way. And I just really liked this resource. So I wanted to also tell you about how that looks in our classroom. We have a place in our classroom called the Safe Place. And this is a spot that you can sit, take a few deep breaths, you can snuggle up to a lovey, you can read a book, but a teacher can come join you too. And you take those breaths and you talk through. This is a spot specifically in our room that is made for self-regulation and bringing the child out of emotional state and into executive state, out of survival state and up to executive state. We do a lot of this through deep breathing, calming our bodies. We do a lot of this through slowing down our thought process so we can talk and make solutions, come up with solutions and solve problems. I would love to discuss this more with any of you if you would like. So send me an email or reach out and we can schedule a phone call. But I hope you enjoy this resource and that it is a good one for you as well. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.